Hello, hello. How are you?
What's going on? What's going on?
We got Mr. Isaiah on the What's Your Story? So, what's your
Yeah.
story? Thank you for coming on.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. Have you done any research about your family history?
As much as I could. My mother side is Trinidadian, and my father's side is Native American, somewhat, as we should say. So,
Okay, so your Trinidadian side, have you
yeah.
learned anything about that side yet?
I'm just starting to learn. Truth be told, I really want to know because my sister goes to I guess it's called Juvert or like one of those type of parades.
Yeah,
And she
with all the
learns.
splash paint.
Yep, and she learned stuff there. So she said, "Hey, Isaiah, you should come with me." But I do know that Trinidadians are like really like hard workers. That's what I know so far. So
Okay,
I'm
are you a hard worker?
definitely. If anybody knows me and they met me before in real life, whatever my mind is set to, I'm going to go get it, and I will not stop getting it. I pray about
Okay,
everything. God say don't go get it. I ain't gonna go get it. Other than that, I'm out.
I know that's right. So
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
tell people a little about what you got going on in the community?
Well, aside from everything else, I'm a music artist, but I also have a brand called Losses Don't Last Forever. Well, losses don't last. So the whole idea of that brand within the community anyway, is to just teach people that whatever you went through yesterday is not going to last today. As long as you keep this energy up that says, I'm not gonna quit. Because at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, you want to prove yourself right. You could sit like, how you have your business. You can sit here and say, man, I really want this to work. All right, you want it to work? You're gonna have to put in that work because you want to prove yourself right. Because if you don't succeed, you prove yourself wrong. You prove yourself wrong. Like, dang, I didn't succeed. And that's what I want people to understand. Prove yourself right. You can succeed. It's just, are you
Mm-hmm.
going to put in this work to get this done? Are you going to
Okay.
shut everything out, get it done?
And do you have merch?
Yes, I do. I have, actually, you have some. I have the Motivated by Losses. That was my promotional merch, but now we're getting into the actual real merch side of Losses Don't Last. So people in like Nigeria are asking for it. So we're really trying to not scale, but build a funnel, a niche cult like following for people to come in, support things. I have
International level.
yeah. I always tell people, even with artists and people I work with, you can sit here and set your price as much as you want. Somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people everybody going to buy something, support. They're going to support anything. We're living in a world where if you have the right niche and people want to hear about it, you can get people to listen and support it.
Mm-hmm. Your price is your price.
Exactly.
Did your price go up?
No, it's still simple for it's still simple for the people. $24.99 is a cool little number, but outside of that, we also doing NFTs and a lot of different businesses. So
Okay.
we work.
All right. That's good. So do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have two brothers and a sister. My older brother is 43. That's crazy. I forgot. And my little sister, she's 27. My little brother is 24.
Okay. And where do you fall in there?
I am the oldest on my mother's side, second oldest on my dad's.
Okay.
Yeah, so my older brothers are on my dad's side.
All right.
Same dad, different mom.
Got you. So how
Yeah.
how were you raised?
Oof. You know what? I was raised to really do right, but considering you're going to be the eldest on that side, kind of rebel a little bit and want to be around certain things. And I was always around my brother. Me and him are tight, so whatever he got into, I kind of learned about. I didn't get into the streets or anything, but just knowing life demeanors, through him. As far as my sister and my brother, they kind of take after my mom a little bit, kind of like chill, mellow out. But me and my father, yeah, it's what a lot of people understand is the more you hang around somebody, the more you become like them. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people just think, oh yeah, I'm like this for a reason. Nah, you've been around some certain peoples and you picked up on their habits to the point where this is you now, kind of.
So you think it's nature versus nurture?
I would think so. Sometimes I would say so. I would say so. Because I mean you can change your life. You can for sure. God first, anything's
Mm,
possible. But sometimes people are brought up in a certain area and they're around certain people and they're saying, hey, I feel like I'm turning into this type of person. Yeah, I mean, think about it. When you talk to different people, even your viewers can attest to this, where you ever been around somebody and they say, dang, you changed, because they're so used to seeing you in a certain light, and
mm.
that's because you've tied into them. But once you start going off on your own path, they're looking at you like kind of crazy. So
Yeah, I get it. So how do
yeah.
you I'm trying to think of what I was going to say. So, as
Mhm.
far as like, okay, so growing up in the same household, were all your siblings in the same household?
Yes, we were. Yeah, we were. Well, my older brother was dealing with that his side of the family. But otherwise than that, yes, my sister, me, and my younger brother, yep, on the same house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where would that be? Not
Uh,
specifically, but the
Not for
area.
sure. We're originally from Chester, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So we moved to Delaware in 2002. So we just always in the Chester house, just really like we had we we call it a half a house because the way the house was set up was literally our side. It was a glass, and then it was somebody else's house. So
A
we was all
glass.
that glass separated the houses.
Oh,
So we would have
wow.
so we would have to have a blind to separate what's going on. But we all
Okay.
became but we all became friends with people that were around. We always used to have parties. We always used to have good times. And the thing is, our parents raised us, our parents raised up us off of character
Hmm.
and not action, so to speak. Action and character, I should say. So if we were growing up, they would always teach us about our character because our character is gonna take us a long way. That's how you build relationships. Sometimes you can do things without money because of your character and relationship. So that's what we took from them growing up,
All
and
right.
so that's what I really built, especially with my grandfather, grandmother, and it's a lot in my family, which I don't mind sharing with anybody. Actually, I wish people would ask me these questions more often, but people are so fickle. I'm like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
worried about
What's
their own
real?
lives.
Yeah, let's be honest. I love talking about life and helping people. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. So you said you are a producer. What type of music do you listen to?
Well, I actually rap, but the funny thing
Hmm.
is, I actually listen to R&B more than I do rap. Like I listen to rap when I work out, but like R&B, I like to listen to mellow music. So I was actually listening to a girl. Her name is what's her name? Her name is Maureen Addison. She's from United Kingdom. She's popped up on my Apple Music, and I checked
Okay.
her out. So yeah, so she's like the UK version of Summer Walker. So I like listening to
Okay,
women's
I'm
music.
gonna listen to that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I like to listen to women's music more than I do guys. Kind of crazy, right? That's that crazy.
No, you got a
But
softer side.
yeah, it's a lot of my homies tell me, they're like, man, he was like a lover boy. I'm like, man, listen, I'm 31 years old. I done did everything I could. I'm chilling. I'm ready to just relax, settle down, do what I do. But yeah, I listen to it but I'm listening to music more so, excuse me, for the message. Like I
Mm.
understand the beat and the lyrics are cool, but if you're saying something that's a message that can help me some way, I'm a fan for life.
All right.
Yeah, same
So
thing
as
with Bill.
far as we're gonna get back into roots and culture.
For
So
sure, yeah.
have you talked to the elderly in your family?
Well, my grandmother and grandfather, and both my grandfather actually passed away
Mm-hmm.
years ago. But as far as the highest elderly I can get is my parents. But yes, all my older people in my family had passed. But I definitely do know about the Trinidadian roots. And the crazy part is my mother's, I want to say great aunt, maybe I should say. They have a spot in Maryland. They used to rest in peace, but they had a spot in Maryland they had, and it was a whole bunch of land. And that made me think like they just had land, pigs and all that. But I was like, man, owning some land is dope. And they said, yeah, in our culture, like in Trinidadian culture, like they're in the land, they're into like investing and stuff like that. From what my parents told me, I'm like, makes sense.
Yeah. You thinking about
But
getting some land soon?
truth be told, I want to get some land, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Like, I don't want to just to sit there. I'm like, it has to make sense. It did has to make sense for me. But I am, I guess actually you'll be the first person to know this along with your viewers.
Okay. Exclusives.
2024. I want to say that's probably how long it'll take. God willing, less. But I'm actually coming out with a motivation museum.
Ooh.
So you're the first person to actually know this, at least on the camera. So you're the first
That's
person
pretty dope.
Yeah, you're actually the first person to know this ever. So you and all your viewers.
How long you been working on this?
I prayed about it, and I just thought about it. I was like, man, I want to do something to impact the community outside of a music store. So I was like, you know what? I love motivation and uplifting people. And I thought about it maybe like 2018, I guess. I was like, let's do this. I've been writing it down, just doodling. The whole idea really is, if you've ever been to the Blacks and Wax Museum, basically what that place is when you walk through a door, they have like the whispering of the slaves, unfortunately, but that's what it is. So I'm like, man, how about we do this? How about people walk through a door and you can hear motivational speakers at the top of the like coming through the speakers. And so that's the goal. We're gonna have a writing room where you can write your goals on the wall. And then if you ever want to come back and visit, then you get a package, you come back and visit, and you can just, take pictures of your goals and be like, dang, I accomplished this, checked it off. So it's kind of like your own little journal area. So it's Motivation Museum is dope.
I love that. Definitely let me know when it's open.
So I definitely want to do it. Funny thing is, this being in Delaware, I keep going by this building on Market Street, and it's actually an empty building. There's nothing there. I just keep looking at it. I keep praying over. I'm like, this is where it's going to be at. I just got to figure out how to make it happen.
Is it at the corner? Like all the way at the corner?
Yeah, it's either at the corner or it's next to the DTLR, like in the middle-ish area.
Okay.
And my brain, I know where it's at, but I just can't like think of it. But
don't tell everybody where you're trying to go, because somebody gonna try to scoop it.
We ain't doing that. Like I said, and I tell it's funny. I tell people all the time. People can scope and look all they want, but what God has for me is for me. So ain't nobody gonna get it no matter how much money they try to put into it.
Exactly. Preach on it. Yeah. So have you ever took an ancestry test?
You know what? I was going to, but I heard it cost money. I actually did. I heard
it does cost money. It does.
It was ancestry.com.
Yes.
Yeah, it costs money.
That's one of them.
Yeah, that's the only way I ain't got that money right now, but I would do it. But is it accurate test?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. So they get more accurate the more family members that get it.
I'm gonna try it. I will try, because I do kind of want to know what I am.
You should. And you don't have to try that platform. There's several ones, but that's just one of them.
I mess around and be Irish or something. You never know. I'm Irish, man. I don't even. Right,
so now they get your DNA, and then they actually match you with some family members.
Oh, that's
that you don't know, and then y'all can start touching base or whatever.
That's crazy. Oh man, I wonder who I'm related to. Now you're making me think, like, who am I related to? That's fine.
There's probably people that you hang around all the time. Yeah. You don't even know.
Funny thing is, I found out me and my cousin were related, and we've been best friends for a long time.
That's crazy.
And one time, me and him and his other cousin, we was just all beefing for some reason. I ain't like him at one point. I'm like, I ain't dealing with you. And we all went to the same church, and it was what it was. And then he came to my house. No, I went to his house, and my older brother was there. And he was like, I said, bro, what you doing here? He said, yes, my Uncle Adam. I said, what? He's like, yes, my uncle. I said, so me and him, we're all cousins. He was like, yeah, and ever since then.
Yeah, it was tight.
Yeah, because we've been best friends forever. So it was kind of fun.
See how it is? You got to know your people.
I do. Especially in this world is small, so.
Yeah. So do you plan on traveling to Trinidad?
I do. Funny thing is, I do. It's crazy you say that, because I actually was on the, before we got online, I was actually doing some social media searching, and I actually have a fan base with my music in that area. So I was talking about hopefully doing an event sometime next year. So between that, I'm definitely going to go back there, Canada. I'm excited. I got to get a passport, though. That thing is going to take forever.
Why it's going to take forever?
Well, considering COVID, they're talking about shutting
Oh,
down. Yeah, they're unfortunately talking about shutting down travels to like Africa and different parts of the country. So it's like, whoa.
so
First thing I can get
what's
over there.
what's holding you up on applying?
Oh well, I heard it takes. Funny thing, you know what? I'm not gonna say
You
funny
heard a
thing.
lot of things.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Probably nothing. I'm not even gonna sit here and say probably nothing. I need to go get
Just
it
get
done.
it done. Yeah,
Yeah, because
exactly. Just get it
I
done.
had the papers. I literally had the paper at the house, and I just haven't filled it out. I shouldn't I?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
do that.
I can't
Just get it
Miami
done.
it. I can't Miami it, and yeah, if I can't do that, I gotta be different and go out the country and whatnot. I'm gonna
Yeah.
fly myself out, as they say. I'm gonna fly
Mm-mm.
myself out.
Have you ever been out the country?
Never. Funny thing is, the farthest I've ever been is like DC, and that was for a show. I ain't never been nowhere else. I ain't never been to LA. I ain't never been to Texas. I ain't never been nowhere.
The farthest you've been,
It's,
DC?
yeah, and that was for a show. And other than that, I came back. I ain't never been nowhere. I need me
All
a
right,
tour guide.
we gotta get you on some trips. We gotta get you on some trips.
I gotta get
Even
some
if
trips.
it's yeah, even if you gotta go, you ain't been to Florida. You ain't
No,
been
I ain't never
nowhere.
been there. I ain't never been to
Okay.
Florida. I ain't never been to Canada. I ain't never been to your man.
You ain't been
I
to
ain't,
New York.
well, I lied. I've been there okay, so I've been to these places for business. New York and
Mm-hmm.
DC probably a little, but I ain't never been like
Like chilling
nowhere.
there.
Yeah, I never just was like, hey, yo, I'm gonna go hang out in so and so this month.
Okay.
So 2022, I got some missions.
Hey man, and you could do more business out there.
That's and make a lot more money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do have a Boston trip though, which is kind of exciting. They booked me for a basketball game in Boston, so that'll be next year, January
Well,
15th. So that's
congrats. So you
yeah,
got okay, you got it. You got it in motion.
yeah. See, my goal, honestly, I wrote it down. Actually, I'm actually crazy. I got my Bible here while we is here, and I have my goal book. I got about 5 to 7 trips I want to take musically, and I got about 4 trips leisurely I want to take. So, prayerfully, I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay. I hear you talking a lot about music. Is there anybody in your family who inspired you to get into music?
A lot. So, fun fact, Boys to Men, Wanye, that's actually a family friend of ours, like a legit family friend. We used to be at his
Okay.
house. So him, my dad used to sing with Richard Smallwood. My mom and dad used to play in a Christian group called The Way. It's a lot, you know. So we've always been all my cousins play drums. We're all raised up on the drums, like in the music industry. So my brother actually got me into music. He actually got me into rapping. I heard him on the radio in Philadelphia, '96. My mom loved him. And ever since then, I was like, I got to do that. So he taught me the game. He would never work with me, though, because he was like, I want you to put in the work. I was like, all right. And once I put in the work, he was like, I'm going to rock with you.
Oh, that's so inspirational.
Yeah, man. It's just, we got, you know, I tell people all the time, man, we have stories. Like you said, even with you doing this, what's your story like? I'm telling you from top to bottom as much as I can.
Yeah, because like when you see people, you just see them like, hey, bye. You might party with them or whatever, but you don't really get to know like their backstory. So
I
that's
mean,
pretty
shoot,
cool.
at 31 years old, I got to start telling my real life. I mean, hey, I ain't 22 no more. I'm old now. I'm 32 this year. I got to make things real life happen.
So I'm going to ask you 2 more questions.
For sure, yeah.
So one, what does your legacy look like?
For me personally, what do I want to leave? I want to leave a legacy that said, no matter what you went through, you got it done. You got it done. That's the goal. Get it done. Because at the end of the day, you put all this work in and you didn't get it done. You're like, yeah, I did a lot. So my legacy would be Isaiah got this done. Isaiah said he would do this. He did it. He didn't care about anybody's opinion. He did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one of my legacies. Because I like I said, I tell my friends, if you put this to your mind that you want to do this, get it done. Whatever John, Mike, Billy, Joe said down the street, that don't matter. You have a legacy to get it done.
Get it done for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You'll feel better that way.
All right. So my final question for you
Yes.
is, what are your favorite foods, and are there any like cultured foods, any Trinidadian stuff in there? Or
My favorite foods personally, I'm a fruit guy. I like fruit and like the spinach and that type of stuff. Actually, I've never had any Trinidadian food. And the funny thing is, my mother was telling me about it to get some, and I'm like, I've never thought about it. Like even my little sister, she knows about oxtails and all that good stuff. I never had none of that, so I don't know what none of that stuff tastes like. So,
so
yeah,
do you
yeah,
plan on trying it?
yeah. I have. Yes, I definitely do. I
Okay.
do. I do. So she's my sister is more so into the Trinidadian side than I am. I'm just
Okay.
learning about
So we
it.
gotta talk to sis to get you
Yeah,
on
yeah,
board.
you got to top it on my sister. Yeah, she's actually part of Connect DE. So if you ever heard
Okay,
of that
cool.
down there, connect with her because she's a lawyer in training, I guess you can say. So she knows a lot. Excuse me, a lot more than I do.
All right. So we're gonna have y'all. Well, we ask her to come on the show.
Oh yeah, she'll come. She's at home right now. She live across the street. She doing that. She chilling.
Okay.
Sure.
And then, she can introduce some new Trinidadian foods for you, and we can have you
Sure.
try them on the show and see
I'm
your reaction to them.
I'm with it. I'm down. That's something new.
Yeah, cool.
Sure.
So how can people get a hold of you? And you have an event coming up. Let people know about
Yeah.
that.
If you want to get in touch with me, social media, at ISAIAH Lee LEE Music MUSIC. I also do have an event Friday. It's kind of late notice, but Friday. It will be December 3rd, 8 to 12 p.m. Or I'm sorry, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. In Wilmington, Delaware. It's called I Never Gave Up a Live Experience. We have rappers, singers, food, drinks, $150 raffle. We're raffling off AirPods. So we're doing a lot here on this side of things. I have a record company. I got a branding company. I hope it's a lot I do. So, but mainly just get in touch with me about anything you may need. And I have a lot of connections, so to speak. If you want to need some help, you can. I'm not going to charge anybody. Ask me anything. Point you in the right direction. If I don't know, I'll find out within an hour and I'll give you the information.
Great. So y'all heard that. Put it on the replay if y'all need to hear it again.
Sure.
And thank you again for coming on the show.
For sure.
And I hope to see more of you. No problem.
Definitely. Sure.
All right. Adios. Arrivederci. Ciao.